Hello again. It's like we never left. I kind of didn't really. Okay, right. Well, we're continuing on today's live news burst extravaganza. I've also costume change, so I'm rocking my Cobra Commander unsubstantiated fantasy T-shirt and my G.I. Joe hat. You know, kind of keeping the brand alive in two news bursts. Right. So whoever's watching, I am going to be unboxing some very awesome figures. We've got Xamot today. We've also got Tomax, twinsies, and we've got Stalker as well. So I'm probably going to do this. How am I going to do this? I'm going to do this very clumsily, very unprofessionally, and hopefully people actually watch and enjoy it. Right, so got a few of you watching at the moment. Hello, DG Hype Productions. Hello, Jeremy Kimberlin. Hello, Adam Drake. Yes, I did change my shirt. As I just said, I'm wearing my unsubstantiated fantasy Cobra Commander t-shirt now. I changed hats as well. Proper diva. Neil Hill says, all repaints, I say. And the twins, yeah, exactly. Right. Jeremy, okay, I've arrived. You may proceed. Yo, Joe Tyler, to you as well, my good man. Right, let's see what we've got here. Now, Tomax and Zamot are effectively the same thing, aren't they? Let's talk about this interesting scenario, though, right? Now, you'll notice the numbering, right? 44, 45. That's the correct order, isn't it? Yeah, as you would expect. 44 on the left, 45 on the right. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this issue, but the artwork doesn't line up properly. I think they must have got the numbering wrong. It should be like that so that the logos combine. Merge into Devastator. So instead of doing that, they kind of end up kissing, which is quite sexy, actually. I think I prefer it that way. Anyway, who shall I go for? I'm the first person to comment. Who do I do first out of Tomax and Xamot? I'm going to go Tomax at the moment but I've got to see the first one I see. Whoever types in Tomax or Xamot first, I'll go with that one. Oh, it's a doozy. Oh, who's going to say it? Who's going to say what to do first? Xamot, says Tyler Smart. Okay. And Absorbed says Tomax. You were so close. We're going to go Xamot first then. So, Xamot, obviously famous for having the scar. Let's take a quick look at the box. We'll start with the front. So this is Xamot's packaging. Very, very beautiful classified packaging, as we've come to expect. With this line, the logo there, nice and clear. The Xamot Powley, which I believe is the name he was given in his IDW Cobra appearance. And they've kind of stuck with that since, haven't they, in a weird way. Anyway, so now we've got the artwork here on the front. Let me just, there we go. Got the artwork on the front there. Very, very cool artwork. And we've got the artwork on the side, which I've already shown you. And I'll just quickly show them both so that we get the nice clear images of both of the artwork. If I can just pull that over and that over. There we go. Okay. And like I said, this is what it should look like. It should look like that on the side, but obviously it doesn't. Okay, what did I say, Xamot? Okay, right, here we go. Let's actually do an inbox close-up too as well. There he is. Looking good. There's the scar. That's his entire body. And of course, he's got his daggers. Daggers, mate. Daggers. He's got his H&K MP5 with suppressor and clip or magazine. Right, little knife ready to go. It's going to do a little trimmedy doodah. Oh, actually, might as well look at the back too. Of course, we might as well. That beautiful artwork on the back. I'll do a close-up and then scan up, so you can see all the characters on the back of the. It's really nice, actually. It's getting busier, isn't it? Really getting busy on the back there. That's what I want. That is what I want, Neil. Reissue these two in a mirror package format. Now, if they could do something deluxe with these two, I'd be all over that. Maybe with like a ferret because they appear as in a ferret in the comic, don't they? Like it's their vehicle. Right now, I've snipped the tape and just popped the card out the back there, as you know, everyone has ever done with these figures. Getting busy in the back of a buzzball. So just gonna fold that up and slide the little beauty out. Boop. Right, so we don't need this anymore, so I'm gonna burn it. I'm just kidding. It's interesting, isn't it, that the packaging changed without a lot of fanfare, but this is now one just, you know, printed on the card, whereas before it was behind the plastic, wasn't it? So they had minimized plastic on the classified boxes prior to the big announcement of going all plastic, non-plastic. Could you imagine if they went, we're going to go all plastic, we're going to make everything out of plastic and just destroy the earth as quickly as we can. There he is. There he be. Now I'll get him out and we'll do a nice long look at the figure. In actual fact, we'll do accessories first. Now I hate getting them out of this packaging sometimes. I really do. There we go. It makes such a noise, doesn't it? Oh, it makes such a noise, does it? Oh, he's great. I'll show you him in a few seconds. But first, let us look at the, what are they called? Accessories. Okay, we've got one of his daggers. Curvy daggers. Pretty neat, actually. He's got two of those, so I'm going to show you both because I'm an idiot, even though they're like effectively the same. I mean, the figures are effectively the same as well, aren't they? Lols. Yep, there's the other one. And just to prove that I'm not just holding the first one up, because I kind of did that last time with something. I think when I did the Megatron unboxing. There's two of them, see? It would help if I got them on the shot, McLeod. My goodness. There you go. Right, so two curvy Jaguars. And he's got all his little bits and pieces that go in the H&K MP5. Here we go. Oink. Right, so it's not a ton of accessories, is it? And I think, like, okay, so here's the H&K MP5. Very beautifully detailed. Very cool. Let's give it a flippity doodah there as well. Pretty neat. Quite like it. Quite like it. It's a neat one to have in the arsenal. We've also got the magazine. Look, now I look like I'm censored. You can't see me. Like John Cena. John censored. And again, the suppressor. And I'm going to pop this on the actual gun in front of you guys. Why can't I put it in the hole? I can't find it. Oh, it goes in. It's that's nice and that's a good. Yeah, that's well in there. That's beautiful. Lovely stuff. And of course, le magazine, which is French for the magazine. Now, I believe now that this does go in a certain way. Can you see the details now? There's like a ridge on one end and there's a circular bit, there's a square little notch on the other. I believe where the line is on that side, that bit basically, I believe that locks inside the gun. If that's what the point of that is, I think. So I'm just going to push that in there. Yeah, and it locks it. You can feel it kind of snap in. So I think that's there. Oh, that's lovely. Look at that. That's well cool. I won't do this with Tomax. We'll just look at the figure effectively and then put them together and everything. But here we go. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Okay, here he is, Xamot. Okay, let's look at that head sculpt to start off with. Look at that. Cool. It's a cool scar. It's like, it's not too disfiguring, is it? It's just like it's a cool scar on his face. Very, very cool head sculpt. Beautifully done. Amazing hair work there as well. Amazing hair sculpt. Really intricate, really detailed. Awesome. And then we've obviously got the sash, which is like let's see if it comes off. I think it can come off. It plugs into his backpack. So there's a little backpack plug there. And that just kind of pushes in to the backpack port. He says, not being able to actually put it in the backpack now. There we go. And that kind of locks it in there. But then you can obviously take that off and slide it off him, so he can be naked, like when Phoebe takes a collar off. So yeah, that just slides off like so. And we have, bless you, and we have the sash with the the shoulder piece, elbow piece. Imagine if it was the elbow piece, and the kind of half collar part as well. Very, very nicely done. Squidgy as well, nice and pliable. And that leaves us with a very sexy naked Xamot. Ooh, check out the chest on that. And obviously the Cobra logo. There are a lot of nice little details on the sculpt still on the body, like where the creases and the folds are on everything. Really cool. Okay, I'm going to put that sash back on because he does look naked, doesn't he? He looks like he really does look kind of funny without it. But I'm really glad that's a simple thing that you can just slide off, because it's so, a thing with the classified series is that a lot of the secondaries were just kind of like, well, it's on there and it's staying on there and it's never going to be removed unless you want to remove it by ripping it off or, you know, destroying it in some way. It does take a little bit of going to kind of squish it back in, but when it goes in, it's like well in Garden City. That'll be a joke from my London crew. So let's have a look at the arms as well. Very nice. And the hands. Just a good looking figure in general. Really, really vibing on it. And then we get to the crotch piece. Now, as you know, as we know with all the classified figures, they've got the kind of ab crunch. You know, there's a good range of motion. There's the waist kind of twist as well. There's, you know, all of, I mean, even that's the other thing, because this is squidgy, this shoulder piece, get my shoulders and my elbows mixed up, because it's squidgy, it means it doesn't hinder articulation, so you can get that arm up and about doing stuff, and it's, you know, it just moves out of the way when you need it to. So that's really cool. That's a nice little touch. And then we've got this, like, the belt piece. Oh, look at that. Close up on the crotch. Extreme close up. Just look at that. Take that in, guys. Yeah, we've got the little kind of like sheath there on the side, which one of these daggers goes in. I'm putting it in there. One of his wibbly daggers. I'm calling them wibbly daggers because they're wibbly, and that goes in like so. Is there a little? I wanted to see if there's. No, I thought there'd be like a little thing in the circular bit at the end, but no. I was kind of. I don't expect there to be like a Cobra emblem in there, because that would be a bit redonkulous, because it's a bit small. But this one goes in his old leg hole, his leg sheath, his calf sheath on his boot. The boots are really nice as well. I love the little straps on there, extra little detail. The shoes as well have got that kind of extra red detailing on them. Very, very dope. It's very vintage. You know what I mean? It's very much the vintage aesthetic, but he just looks so cool. So he's got both of his knives, and he's going to have his rifle in hand as well. So I'm going to have a nice little shot of him holding it up. Yeah, like that's the other thing. Like the arm articulation is so good. I've hardly like messed with it and just folded it up like that, and it, you know, it holds it at good angles. I just love it. Love these figures so much. And there is one of the bros. So you can have him doing some really like sexy posing. My posing always does this. I always do the same thing when poses. It's always something like that. It's like you flex the legs down a little bit so they're kind of leaning forward in some sort of action lean. You put one arm out and then you put the other one with the gun up like that. So every single time. It's like I've real minimal posing skills. I will say as well, actually, it just happened there, but his leg popped off at the hip. It's not. They're solid. It's not coming off. Like you have to really give it some. I was kind of like twisting it, and it popped off. But it looks like the legs can actually come off fairly easily, which is actually pretty cool if you want to do some like customizing of this guy. But yeah, there you go. There you go. Like I'll show you on camera. Like you have to give it some. You do actually have to give it some. It must have just popped off with the angle I twisted it out or something. Okay, yeah, that isn't coming off again. Maybe it's this one. There we go. So the leg, see, does pop off at the hip. Right there, the little ball joint. In the little ball joint area. And pops in nice and secure. So yeah, awesome. Let's have a look at all the details on the legs as well. I didn't show you that, did I? So you've got the cobras on the thighs. Very nice. Awesome. I feel like Xamot and Tomax need to come in a 2-pack. They poor choice of words. They need to come in like a 2-pack with like a deluxe, definitely. I could really see them going to town on something really like cool like that. Anyway, there's one. What are we saying in the comments? Because I have not been paying attention, have I? Vega Al says these are great. Plastic on plastic, says Neil Hill. Yeah. Oh, good point, Checkpoint Alpha. In terms of a deluxe set, a crimson one would be right up Classified Street, wouldn't it? Because that's something they've even talked about directly, is the crimson used on the Crimson Guards, the Crimson Bat, and now the Crimson Twins. So, yeah, I mean, Baroness as well. Give us a Baroness in red. Yeah, you cowards. Tyler Smart says, okay, maybe the artwork numbering mix-up was intentional. Being twins, you could display either way. OCD collectors might want it to line up, but I think it's cool they don't line up because it's a mirror image. That makes sense. Actually, that is a good, yeah. I like your thinking on that one. I just like the fact that it looks like they're kissing, Tyler. Anyone else saying anything? Oh, Jeremy says, speaking of Cena, you hear Vince McMahon stepped down today officially. Interesting. I didn't know. Your commentary has me cracking up, says Eddie. Then you're easily pleased, Eddie. How's that Megatron, says TFN07 Iraq. This one, this beauty, which is actually out of the box, and I'm showing the box off. Yeah, this bad boy. Yeah, I've got a video of this one, actually, TFN07, on the channel, if you want to check it out, if you haven't already, of me fumbling my way through an unboxing of that as well, and trying to transform it, which is hilarious. I'm terrible at transforming things. Lara V. Hello, Lara V says, hi, Chris. Yes, my favorite of the twins since I was a kid. I'm glad. This one so far, absolute beauty. I love it. And like we've been looking at all the detail and everything of this figure. You know, it's all the usual classified, what's it called? Articulation. You don't really need to go through all that. But he does look amazing and just is fantastic. Can't wait to get him with his bro. Should we do that? Should we get Tomax out? Get your Tomax out. Oh, David Allen, your favourites as well. Tomax Zamot, my favourites. Chris, you are so lucky. I am very lucky. And you were able to pre-order Dr. Mindbender this morning. Excellent. I'm glad. Excellent work. Right. Let's get into Tomax. Let's talk about Tomax, the often forgotten brother, which I had 2 of as a kid, by the way. So, funny story. This is what you're going to get in an unboxing with me, just going off on what tangents. Tomax and Zamot had the classic mirror package one, the Action Force one though, not G.I. Joe. So that's all. That is same kind of thing, but with slightly different branding. And again, beautiful packaging, awesome mirror image stuff. Loved it. Great artwork on it too. Got those 2 figures. Really enjoyed them. Thought they were brilliant. Yada yada yada. Then the Action Force brand put out a fan club called G-Force. Now, G-Force, I've done a video on it. You can search G-Force, the Full Force podcast, and you'll find our panel that we did. Myself and Pat did a panel on it. The failed fan club in the United Kingdom. Now, G-Force was about all the drivers of vehicles, and you get like these little pamphlets which you could like send off, as a certain amount of them, and like a little bit of money. Like it was like 3. It was cheap, and you would be part of this fan club, and they would send you cool stuff like free figures and other cool stuff and what have you. Now it was supposed to be an ongoing fan club, but it kind of didn't get past the first hurdle. So we got like stickers and we got other things. In fact, Brian Sauer at Assembly Required did a very nice job of recreating some of the stickers. and putting our branding on it as well, the Full Force branding on it, which was nice. But GeForce, yeah, these were kind of very similar stickers you'd get with the GeForce fan club. The figure they sent me one figure, and it was like in an envelope, like it was just loose in an envelope with all of the other cool stuff you get. And I was still happy that I got some stuff, but they said in the letter, the front letter was like, due to kind of economic situation, we've had to cancel the fan club, but we sent you this stuff anyway because we had it done. And I was like, bonus. The figure I got was Tomax. And it was slightly different to the Tomax I had. Like it was a different hair color. So yeah, really interesting, weird, odd choices. But that's what I ended up with a Tomax. Now I've got my classified Tomax. So let's get him out, shall we? After that stupid sidebar. Again, just being very careful with the blade. I also do this. I'm not sure if you guys do this, but I always put the knife in and push against where the flap goes in, so that it doesn't catch and make that horrible, like, sometimes it's a tear, sometimes it's a fold, sometimes it'll fold like halfway along here where you're pushing it, but this isn't still connected. I hate that. So that's what I do with my blade. I put the flat end kind of in, and then I push it against that so that when I slide it up, it doesn't catch. And that seems to do really well. I've probably talked about that too much now already. There we go. Let's open this one. Like, we've already seen the artwork, but we can have another quick butcher's. There's your Tomax, and there's your Tomax. Lovely stuff. Same back as everyone else's. And we'll just what we'll do is we'll basically get both figures together so we can see the obvious comparisons of a mirror imaged figure. Okay, so this is Tomax. Again, there's his beautiful head sculpt as he's walking off. And there's Xamot's head sculpt. So I'll look at the camera then. Goodness me. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool, huh? Let's get a bit closer. There you go. I like it. I like that Tomax has actually got a different kind of thing going on. He's got his like eyebrow raised, very rock-like. If you smell what Tomax is cooking, it's probably something that's going to splash into Xamot's face and burn him. Anyway, so as you can see, proper mirror image on these guys. So the sash is the other way round. Doink. The belt is the other way round. Man, the tooling on these two must have been ridiculous. And the points on the boots are the other way around as well. So as you can see, they have effectively different things going on across the board, even though they're effectively the same thing. Isn't that crazy? Even like the wrist gauntlets. Whoa. Wrist gauntlets are the same, but like on different hands, which is cool. Okay. And, let's get a really good close-up of Tomax's head sculpt, though. It's absolutely stunning. I love these head sculpts. They're so full of personality. The classified head sculpts have just been some of my favorite G.I. Joe head sculpts of all time. And there are some beauties in the 4-inch line as well. Look at the hair on that. Just fantastic. Really good. Tom Cruise, anyone? Nah, not really. Like I kind of feel like when we saw the renders, I thought they were Tom Cruise, but in hand, nah. There's too much chin on this one. It kind of looks a bit more like Henry Cavill's chin on Tom Cruise's haircut. That's a weird thing to describe, isn't it? But yeah, there are the twins, and they do the same things, but the other way round. And when you hit one, the other one feels it, and all that kind of good stuff. But anyway. Yeah, it was always going to be a quick one for Tomax, wasn't it? It's the same figure, basically. This is something I quite like, actually. The boots hide the knee articulation, don't they? Which I didn't notice. Like, they're kind of like that big kind of like, kind of lip. What they call it? Like the knee part on the thigh high, on the knee high boot. I suppose it's just a knee pad, but on a thing. But yeah, you can kind of see that it's still got the double jointed knee articulation. Look at that. But it's just so, honestly, these figures are outstanding. And they're straight out the box, like just awesome to like pose and do crazy things with. And Look at that. So dynamic. It's like a comic cover. It's like he's jumping in. Whoa, look at me. I'm so cool. Anyway, what are you saying in the comments? Ryan, how long before we get versions in their extensive enterprises suits? Well, that's the thing, in it. With these two, you've got the suits, you've got the crimson, so like, you know, the kind of red decos. You've got, but mainly the suits. Have you got other things? Yeah, I suppose. Have you got other things? That's probably about it, actually. Maybe like maybe get them in like Python Patrol. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? That'd be an opportunity. That'd be an option. Anyway, I'm putting his sash in his back hole properly. But yeah, I'll put him on screen rather than, you know, take him away each time. But yeah, extensive enterprises suits would be great, because then you could have like little briefcases, and that would be so cool, wouldn't it? Little briefcase, be amazing. I'd be well into that. Anyway, there is Tomax and Zamot, Crimson Twins, and that. Right. Okay. You've been very what's the word? I just can't think of normal words. You've been very patient with me so far, guys, so I appreciate that. We'll get on to Stalker next. I'm just going to pop out these little bits for Tomax so that he's completed. I've got a few more comments to get through as well. I'll do that in a very short period of time. He says, taking ages to get this stuff out of the package. It's a lot easier when you're just on your own, not recording anything. Right, yeah, so like Tomax, exactly the same fashion as Xamot. You've got it's really easy. You've got a holster on the thigh, on his belt, which you can pop the knife into, and his other knife, that ain't a knife, this is a knife. That's a spoon. I see you've played knifey spoony before. Anyway, that goes in the little leg piece there. And then the H&K MP5, which is awesome. I love this. Was one of those guns that I was always like obsessed with as a kid. My mate had one as like it was like a realistic toy. So it was effectively without the suppressor. It was the H&K MP5, right? Like a black like toy gun, fully detailed like an H&K MP5. And we would go out and we'd like play army, and we'd all dress up in our camouflage gear and everything, put like camo paint on us and play G.I. Joe and all that kind of stuff. And when everyone would want that gun, like all the time. And one day he ended up, I think one of those ones where it was like a swap deal where you'd be like, you know, can I borrow that toy while you have this one? And I ended up with that H&K MP5 toy, and it was amazing. So I was kind of like, and because obviously, you know, the SAS had them, I think during the Iranian embassy siege. So it kind of became like an interesting little like weapon. I thought was really cool. And now they've got them in the classified line. That's pretty dope. And now I've got me two brothers all tooled up, ready to go. The twins are tooled up, or the tooled up twins. There we go. Bros. Absolute bros, the both of them. Right then, let's move on to Stalker. Any anecdotes about Stalker, McLeod, that you want to bore everyone with? Probably, yes. There'll probably be one that comes to me at some point, and then I'll be like, hey guys, want to hear a boring anecdote? Because it's coming. Yeah, so we've got Stalker next, and before I get stuck into it, let's look at some of these comments. The beauty of gaming now, we just need our Crimson Guardsmen to display with them. Oh, I want to get so many of them. So many of them, beauty of gaming. They're going to be so good. David, hey, Chris, you should do a contest where a viewer can win a set of those beauties like in the old days. If I could spare that, David, I definitely would. But now you just put me on the spot and make me look horrible. By the end of this video, I'll be like, so I suppose I've got to give these away? No, it's not happening. Sorry. I'm a collector. I want these things. If we do get another set, by all means, we will get a competition going. We used to do a lot of competitions back in the day. But nobody, the funny thing is, right, we did loads back in the day. We had a decent like listenership when we were a podcast, and we were kind of doing videos as well at the time. And we did know, I'm about to do Stalker, Eric, don't worry. I'm just taking my time. And nobody would go in for the competitions. Like, it was like 3 or 4 people might do the competition, and it was like, damn, we're like giving away some amazing stuff as well. On the Christmas episode, we gave away like 3 different people: Roma Collectibles, In Demand Toys, and the toy department, and Kokomo Toys, all gave us toys for Christmas to give away in one big batch. And we had like 10 people jump on, and we had like loads of people were watching it. We had good viewing figures. I don't understand. Anyway, so yes, David, maybe, but at the same time, it never really does very well. I don't even know why we bother, honestly. It's crazy. Adam Drake, so will I get a second one for nostalgia? Tomax? No. I'll probably be sent one by Hasbro as for nostalgia. Fully Clothed Low Definition, love that name, says, was never a fan of the twins, but their classified figures are great and look great with the rest of the collection. Agreed. Hey Chris, are you a completist when it comes to G.I. Joe classified, or just the figures you really want? No, I'm completist. And to prove it, the Fortnite Snake Eyes is right there. And I really wasn't that fussed, genuinely. And then I got FOMO when they started kind of appearing, and I was like, okay, then let's do this. So yeah, completist when it comes to classified, but only classified at the moment. Oh, that's a good shout. RKW1138 looks like Alden Ehrenreich. I can't say his name right, but yes, it does look like him. Bryn says, how are you supposed to be able to order Dr. Mindbender? There's a link in, go to the last video I did, the last live, the recap of day 3 or recap of day 2 or recap of day 1. I think the link's in every one of them. The Dr. Mindbender link is in there, and when it hits like 9 a.m. PST, they usually restock inventory, and that's the link that the QR codes are going to. So that's how you get them, Bryn. Okay? Just to let you know. I did that with my twin brother as well, Chris. He didn't like getting hit. I wonder why. I wonder why indeed. Okay. Right then, Stalker it is. Let's get involved. Let's start with the box then. And we have Stalker with a lot more gear in this one. Loads of gear in this box today. So like where Xamot and Tomax have been quite minimal in the accessories, Stalker comes through. Now, I love the graph art style of Stalker's artwork as well. The full version of this is pretty cool on like a wall. Very, very awesome. And again, you can see it on the side there. Very dynamic, very interesting, very different. I love it. Really cool. And obviously it comes with his guns. He's got the kind of classic one there. The one that Duke's also come in with, Toybox Duke. And then that massive machine gun there, which is awesome. You've got, that's the kind of mag, isn't it, for the magazine for the feed for the big old machine gun. And then you got a knife. That ain't a knife. I'll stop doing that. His beret, a suppressor again, pistol, another suppressor, is that, or is it a magazine? And I don't know. We'll have to find out when I bust it open. He is 46. And obviously, he doesn't have to line up with anyone and kiss them necessarily. So there's no issues there. And it's the same image on the back as all the others, which I did a bit proper close-up earlier on with. So if you missed that, you'll just have to wait until you go back and watch it again from the beginning, which I'm sure no one will. So here we go. Let's cut open Stalker. Stalker. Oh, I didn't know it was you. He did know it was. He knew it was. How did you not know it was Zarana? For goodness sake, what's wrong with you, Thrasher? Where have you been? Slide him out of his, well, mostly card prison. Oh, we've got even more stuff down there. Of course we have. So his scarf just immediately ejects from the package. That was resting in there basically. Yeah, so we've got the scarf, and we've got the holster for one of the smaller gun maybe. And yeah, though that looks like, yeah, that's the magazine for that, and that is the suppressor for the pistol. I'll throw that out again. So that's the suppressor for the pistol, and that is the magazine for the other rifle. Okay, cool. And Stalker looks incredible, doesn't he? Looks so good. I love the deco. Oh, So good. Right, okay. Scarf first, because that fell out. Very nice bit of kit there, and I love that. Just beautifully detailed. And just to show you on the inside as well, is that not really much going on. It's just like to carve it and get it in position, I guess. I'm going to try this scarf on the deluxe snake eyes and see if I can just make my own snake eyes and timber snake eyes. Here is the backpack holster for the rifles. Very cool. With a little, it's got a little greeble on the side as well for the magazine, I guess, which is pretty dope. Like that. Nice thinking. Nice thinking. Let's get the knife out first. That ain't a knife. Yes, it is. Stop saying that. It's clearly a knife. Look, very cool detail as well. I love that. Even down to like the, you know, the temper on the blade. Very nice. Very nice. That ain't a nice. This is a nice. And then you've got the little magazine for the machine gun there. Very cool. It's going to go there. And sorry about this. Get into it. Get into it. Big old machine gun. Look at that beauty. Oh, 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 as my mate would say. Oh. And should we put the magazine in it just to see what it looks like? We might as well. We're going to anyway, so we might as well. Right. So this is cool. It's like a two-part kind of scenario because you've got like the bullet feed kind of hole there as well. It will go in. This is not easy to do on camera, is it? It will go in the hole in the bottom near the trigger, like so, and then the bullets will line up with the feed kind of slide, basically, which is kind of cool. So I'll just kind of move that into place because it's folded up. There we go. There we go. Nice, eh? Lovely stuff. I do love the detail just in that one aspect is really, really cool. So there is the machine gun with the clip and the bullets in position. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Alan Partridge there, again, for those that have any idea what Alan Partridge is. We've got the, I forget what this is called, you'll let me know, in grease gun, is it? I think it's called a grease gun. And there it is in its almost full mode. I was just wondering if that was like a little suppressor that comes out, but no, that is actually molded on there. Imagine if I pulled that off. Oh, it's not supposed to come off. That's also coming with Duke as well, as we know. I should have gone with the magazine next, but we're going to look at his beret as well now. So he's got that little detail on his beret, and it's very nice. You know, it's a beret. Looks like a beret. Smells like a beret. It's probably a beret. Stop saying beret. Now, I'm trying to get, sorry, it's not, there's so many little bits and pieces I keep missing here. Now, this is the magazine. And again, like I said before, there's a little groove. Groove is in the heart. Can you see it at the end there, near my forehead? That locks inside to this grease gun. So there's a little bit inside that locks into. I was told that recently by a Hasbro employee, and this is the beauty part. Look, can you see that little shape? It matches the shape of the magazine as well. So you can't really get that one wrong. And you push it in there, and that little groove should connect. Man, that is a tight one. That is a tight one, Kitty said. Yeah, that, I don't even think it needs the groove in that one. That is just like, whew, that's well in Garden City. There you go. Grease gun completed. Time for Grease 2. Pig in the City. Right, awesome. I bet some of you are wondering, what the hell is he talking about sometimes when he says these dumb things? It's just like stupid sequels that don't exist, you know? Or like really weird sayings that not even people in the United Kingdom use. Right, we have got the pistol, which is pretty cool as well. I'm not sure if that magazine comes out. No, it doesn't. That is in there for good, but it's still pretty cool. This one has a really cool fat suppressor on it as well. And it's got like a, as you can see, it's got a long pin on this suppressor to slide her in. So that's pretty dope. just kind of see. There's the end of the suppressor, so you can get like the barrel lined up, I guess, nicely. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it can only go in one way, really, and it's that way. Makes it look like it's got a blooming newspaper stuck on the end of it, doesn't it? Here's me gun, here's me newspaper. I'll shoot you through the newspaper like a spy, like a Hossen spy. Look at that. Wicked, isn't it? Awesome. Okay, so massive pistol done. Now we get to let's get to the meat and potatoes. Oh, come on. Squeeze you out there. Hoss you out. Right. Oh, this is dope. This is very dope. Let's get him in position. Oh, I love the hair. It's got a little fade going on as well. That's well cool. Oh, I'm loving this. I am loving this figure. Okay, I realize I'm not showing you, and that's what's happening. Quick, I'm just going to do some quick comments before I throw this up here. Wow, I've missed loads. Yeah, I know the name of it, RKW. I just never say it. I can never. Is it Shemach or Shema or Shem? I always forget to say it. I know that it has a name. I just never use it because I'm an idiot. Oh, that's a good idea, David Allen. Yes, I would love a classified 3-pack of Stalker, Snake Eyes, and Storm Shadow from Vietnam and their origins, Chris. God, that would be epic. It would be very awesome. Ryan, I don't think it's the same as the Cobra Officer one, and I can check, can't I? Because I'm right here. It's not. Completely different. Let's look at a little comparison of the two without my chubby hands in the... Whoa, there, Nelly. There we go. Very different, much bigger Stalkers. And as you can see as well on that side, different positions for the backpack ports. So yeah, it's completely different, which is funny, isn't it? Because when I first saw the figure reveal, I was like, oh, cool, they're reusing the Cobra Officer, a thing. And it's like, oh, no, they're not. This is actual brand new and cool and different and another addition to the ever-growing classified arsenal of cool stuff. Funny story, I'm wearing green shorts. I put Stalker down, couldn't find him. Amazing. Right, I'm back in the game. He looks very grey. There's an element of that, but it's probably more like the lights, David, honestly. It's a subdued green. It's definitely green. But yeah, you'll see in a second when I put it on the screen. That's not supposed to come off, Chris. Which one? What did I pull off that shouldn't come off? I don't know what you're talking about. Alan Partridge. Aha! This is Adam Drake. He knows what I'm talking about. Jay, you're saying it's a scar. I thought, it is a scar. Yeah, I thought it was like a cool little fade or like a hairstyle thing going on. But we'll look at that very closely now. I can see them reusing this body to make a classic Firefly, very likely. They could probably use a lot of the aspects of him and then do new secondaries. Okay, cool. Let's look at him then. Here we go. Stalker. As you can see, as you get closer, that is greener than a greenie in a greenhouse. But there you go. Look at that head sculpt. Absolutely superb. Looks mean, doesn't he? And that's the scar that was it Joe was talking about? Sorry, Jay. Was it Jay? I think it was Jay that mentioned the scar. Yes. But I thought it was like a little kind of haircut fade kind of thing, but it actually might be a scar. It goes all the way back there as well. But maybe I think that might be more hairstyle related. But even so, it's a lovely little kind of like phase going on in the hair, which I really like. And yeah, just really nice, awesome head sculpt on Stalker. Again, like real mean looking, real like just looks so much better than the renders and some of the product shots showed. In hand, he looks fantastic. He's got this amazing secondary on that beautiful kind of camo deco, which pops a lot more in real life and on this light than it ever did on screen. Again, it's got the grenade on there, which is not removable. I don't think any of the items know that you can see their node. They all stay on there, but that's where the knife will go on the other side in that holster, I believe. No, it doesn't. I made that up. That's just a molded knife. I'm an idiot. So yeah, the holster's down there. Full. But yeah, again, great. Like, look at the use of the. I love the arms on these. The kind of sweater with the gloves as well. Really, really nice. Great textures on the legs as well. These legs are reused, aren't they? I think. I can't. Do you know what? I can't remember. But I think they've reused the legs quite often, and the boots are really nice as well. A lot of detail on the boots, on the laces, just really, really dope. And let's come back to his holster. Like his freaking pistol holster's well chunky. Love that, and that's got a spot for the suppressor as well, which is cool, like Beachheads did. And then there's the kind of tactical knife sheath as well, which is really awesome. Okay, let's get this guy kitted up. So we'll start with that ain't a knife, and we'll put it in the right way as it looks on the shape of the holster. Very nice, very knife. Yeah. Knife to see you. I'm going to put the beret on next as well. See how that kind of locks on. That's a nice. Oh, that's nice. That goes on nice and easy. Very secure. Very awesome. Look at that. Brilliant. Just brilliant. Yeah. And I pushed it down even more, and it like kind of locked into place. That's wicked. So I think the hair. Like the hairline probably locks in the beret at the front, but that's really nice kind of secure beret on there, and it looks really good. That's a good point. Toys of the Jedi, the head sculpt reminds me of the 12-inch version that relaunched the line back in the 90s, Hall of Fame, because I had that Stalker, and you're right, it does have that vibe to it. That's when I still have that from my childhood, 12-inch Stalker, and that was one of my favorites because it mimicked the Talking Battle Commanders design, didn't it? Yeah, really awesome. One of my favorites. Funnily enough, with Stalker, this is not my favorite version. If we're talking versions of the character design, version 2 for me, the kayak and the Tundra Ranger one, is just so beautiful. One of the coolest updates to a character in like ever in G.I. Joe for me. Like that version 2 is just sensational. And then the Talking Battle Commanders one is dope as well. So he just kept going up and up and up. And then that Battle Core one's pretty sweet as well. So like, yeah, I always kind of like, I feel like the version 1 Stalker, because I you know, obviously like I see Jammer when you guys see Stalker a lot of the time. So there is that funny aspect to it as well. I'm going to pop his pistol and suppressor in his holster because I think that's really cool. And I'm going to pop it in that way up and that way in, and then you guys can see the finished article like so. I mean, you can have it so that I'm going to do that so it lines up with the pistol. There we go. So you can have it differently. You can have the bit that kind of pokes into the barrel. You can probably have that going down if you wanted to, but I just like how it kind of sits there nice and flush with the bottom of the pistol. That's really cool. I love how tactical that feels as well. That holster is really, really, really awesome. Love that. Little things really, like, you know, buzz my berries. Again, the secondary is cool. I don't know if that's not going to come off without some wangling. You might be able to get it. No, I don't think. I think the secondary is probably on there unless you take it off in a bad way. Right, I'm going to put his grease gun in this. Is it an M32 pulverizer or is that the big machine gun? I'm not like completely au fait with all of the names. Oh, good. Toys of the Jedi says I've used Welling Garden City many a time. It's not just me. Good. Chris, do you think we'll see any renders tomorrow for any of the pipeline reveals? Says Neil. I don't know. Genuinely don't know. Like some things, like I say, we're privy to, and other stuff we just haven't got a clue about. And unfortunately, it's the latter on this one. They're keeping their cards very close to their chesticles. Right, so I've put the grease gun and the magazine for the grease gun in this little bad boy. It's pretty much for this, isn't it? It's not for the other. The other machine gun's not going to fit. And that pops in nicely through the secondary and in the backpack hole, nicely like that. And then we have his shamak, which I'm going to take his beret off to put on first. Should have thought of that one first, shouldn't I? You might actually have to take the head off to put this on. No, it goes on. It goes on eventually. Just give it a bit of shimmying and a shamarian, and he goes on there. Look at that. Pop it down there. Look at that. That's wicked, isn't it? I love him with that. Sorry, I've still got Neil's comment on the screen. I love him with that shamak. That's amazing. Look at that. Pop the old beret back on. The old beret. And there he is, kind of like fully geared up. Well, not fully. He's still got to hold his machine gun. And let's pop that in this hand. Again, well, this one's a little bit more awkward because you've got to get his finger in the old Trigwari Narn hole, which I can't seem to find. Go on, son. Go on, get in there. You can do it. This is actually more complicated than I was giving it credit for before. It is actually a pain in the hump. Get that flexed in there, buddy. Well, maybe I can do it a different way, but I'm not going to do it now because it's going to take me hours to kind of get that finger in there. But there he is, all geared up with missions to do. Spread his legs a touch. There we go. Let's get him in an action pose. Look how he is amazing, guys. I'm not even kidding. This is a great figure. I was kind of like, okay, they're doing Stalker. And then like when I saw the reveals, I was like, yeah, it's all right. It's nice. In hand, beautiful. Absolutely bloody beautiful. I'm absolutely all over this. And I say the word absolutely a lot, but I am totally in for Stalker. He is brilliant. Oh, geared up as well. Absolutely tooled up to the nines. Stalker is fire, says Neil Hill. Wow, the head sculpt on Stalker is amazing. It really is. David thinks it's definitely a fade, not a scar. Eric says, looks like Keith David, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's got a vibe. He has got vibes, definitely massive vibes. The detail is really good, says Eddie Rodriguez. Agreed. Knife and easy, says Neil. I hope we get the original 13, says Checkpoint Alpha. I'm pretty sure that's happening already. We've got some of them, haven't we? Snake Eyes, Breaker, Stalker. Any others? Snake Eyes, Breaker, Stalker. Well, Grunt and the Rock and Roll probably. Grunt coming. Obviously, they've revealed the characters, but they haven't shown anything. But yeah, it looks like they're building it pretty quickly. The fade line doesn't really do much for the beret, David. No, it's really, I think, just the lip on the hair, the front of the hairline. We're bound to see that version 2 Stalker eventually. I hope so, Neil, because it's my favorite version of Stalker ever. This is a gorgeous one. I'm keeping it on screen while we talk about him. I want Blowtorch so bad. That yellow and orange is going to explode with color on my shelf. I would love Blowtorch. You're right there. Definitely. Luke says, just joining. Please make sure to check the ball joint for the head. I think they are different. They are now like the Masters of the Universe figures. Are they? Okay, well, let's give that a test while you're commenting on it. I'll take his scarf off. I'll take his beret off. And then I'll gently remove his head if I can. Well, the scarf is on there. You might have to remove the head, honestly, guys, for the scarf. I'm going to try. Yeah, okay, pop. Right, so that is what you have. You have that Cluedo piece. There you go. And there's the head. And there's the heel. Vacuous head sculpt. And then I'm just going to gently plop up. In fact, I'm going to put the shamar, or the shamach, or the shama, or the I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to research that and say it properly next time, okay? Pop goes back on nice and easy. Yeah, you might. It's easier, actually, to remove the head when you're putting the scarf on, 100%. Okay. And yeah, the beret goes on nicely. He's a great figure. He really is a great figure. this is my favorite of the three, most definitely. You and I know they will make a version 2 Hawk and not this original version 1. I don't know. They seem to be churning out the version 1s of a lot of them now. Put Beachhead Beret on and you have a jammer. The Beachhead Beret's over there. I'll do that though and take pictures, RKW, because that's a great idea. Oh, thank you, Ray. M32 is the grease gun. It was noted as an M32 on Duke and Stalker's accessories on the original card. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate that very much. I would love to see a medic, whether it's Doc or Lifeline. Good shout, Jay. Absolutely. Jeremy says, Marvel Legends have 4 new products launching tomorrow, so chances are we may see Wave 11 or something else tomorrow from G.I. Joe. I'm sure we'll see something, Jeremy. I'm sure we will. I'm sure they'll have some great things to show us. Star Wars had reveals as well, says Adam. Yeah, that's a good point. Ryan Daly says 89 had great updates of Stalker, Snake Eyes, Rock and Roll, and Deep Six, but for some reason Backblast and Countdown weren't updates of Zap and Short Fuse. I have a feeling that was the point, but then they decided to make new characters based on looking at the whole loadout of who they were updating that year. Ryan, I think that was definitely something they would plan to do and then change them. We need some new characters. Let's get some new names in there. And yeah, I think that's what they did with. I was Downtown, not Countdown. Downtown was Short Fuse, wasn't he? Yeah, I know you said Countdown, but that was obviously a mistake. But yeah, Downtown would have been Short Fuse's update. Countdown was another great figure, but not an update, was he? David Allen, Checkpoint Alpha. Well, he's saying to Checkpoint Alpha, Hawk, Flash, Zap, Grand Slam, and Clutch plus Stealer. But then, yeah, Short Fuse and other Scarlet's got to be done. So yeah, there's a few more to do, definitely. We need Zap and Flash big time. Absolutely, Neil. Fully Clothed, Low Definition says, I feel like it's a Scar. It has a red color to it in hand. Yeah, and also when you said Scar, it's raised as well, and kind of it does raise a little bit on the head. So I would be inclined to say it might be a Scar too. It just, when I took it out, it looked immediately like a fade, but then as you get closer to it, it kind of does have more of a Scar feel to it, because obviously it goes out into the skin on the head. Can you see that? Like raised up, going out into the skin. So I think it's a Scar that the hairdresser decided to kind of utilize with the fade. There we go. Just popping his beret back on. I just love him being here with me as I talk about this stuff. Neil Hill says, I really hope, although it is a fading hope, Hasbro amends their stance on no hooded version of Cobra Commander. I don't think they are gonna, Neil. I think that'll probably be in place for a while. We'll see what happens. But I don't know, unless there would be some sort of huge. I mean, I know there has been kind of huge fan uproar about it, but I don't think they'll change their stance on that for now. Unless something changes at Hasbro. Luke says, confirmed, they are like the Motu now. They won't be able to look up and down as much like they used to. Well, let's have a look at what Stalker can do at the moment. That is as far that it the thing isn't actually hindering him. That's as far as he goes down in terms of look, and looking up. That's as far as he can look directly up. But you do have a tilt on the neck as well, I think, that you can kind of utilize. But yeah, that's as far as they can go up and down now on that one, which could hinder a little bit of sniperage, but you could also, yeah, you can still there's still scope in there with the chest cut, allowing them to kind of flatten out a little bit. But yeah, you're right, that is a change, and not necessarily for the better on in terms of articulation, but still this figure is so cool. I'm loving him. Jan Fries Solo, hi from France. Thanks for the review. No worries. Thanks for joining us all the way from France. Ryan, yes, I meant Downtown. Good catch. Awesome. Good. Oh, Bryn, yeah. I like talking Stalker version 2's kayak gear and giving it to Outback. It fits him big time. And that would be something you could utilize again with Outback. Do you know what I mean? And like maybe a Night Force scheme, and then you get the kayak in a different color too. That'd be great. Jay says, whatever Cobra gave him that scar is not alive today to talk about it. Lol. Very, very true. Okay. RKW. Text Lenny right now to confirm scar. I'm sure he's not busy. I'm actually, funny enough, I do speak to Emily quite a lot. She's great at responding. Lenny is too, genuinely. But like Emily is like immediate and she's always on it. So she's great. Even when she's doing crazy stuff in SDCC, she's always responding to people. She's incredible. Okay. Ray Murphy says, can't wait for Stalker. My first Action Force figure back in the day. I wish they decided on a universal head ball joint size across the lines, Marvel Legends, Star Wars, etc. Creates havoc for customizing. I'm sure it does, Ray, but you're a genius when it comes to customizing, and I can't wait to show off your Lightfoot on an unboxing live, which we'll do with that as well. And that will be just for me and Ray to watch. But no, Ray has sent me this incredible Lightfoot classified custom, and I will do an unboxing live when it comes in, Ray, because it's amazing, and thank you so much. Okay. So that has been my wave. I don't know what wave we're in now, but Xamot, Tomax, and Stalker for this unboxing review. Now, we're at an hour, but I'm going to give you a little bonus round. I'm going to give you a bonus round, guys, because we've got this Baroness which turned up. Now, it was delivered by Ace Ventura because the box was absolutely destroyed. The only damage really was this little fold in the card, so it's not a big deal. But because I have two of these Baronesses, I'm going to bust this one off, the old card. I know. You're all thinking, don't do it, it's a card. Or you're all thinking, get it open. So I'm going to be careful anyway, and I'm going to just go in. There's a little gap like at the bottom corner, which you can kind of get a little knife in, just in there. Like their little gap there, so you can get in there, and then I'm just going to run the knife up the side like so, and that was very easy to do and has caused all sorts of damage on the card. Amazing. Let's just kind of, there we go. There is a better way to do this and I've done it, but you know, it's time limits and all that kind of good stuff. Okay. So I haven't actually damaged the card artwork, which is amazing. I'll pull her out of there like so, and I'll show you that a couple of accessories have popped out. One of which is this beautiful stand. Look at that. Love these. It's a shame we're not going to get more of these just for the stands. You might have to get multiples of J and Baroness just to get, you know, well, multiples of all of the retro cards that are going to be coming out. And look, the card is fairly all right. It's a bit gimbaled over there, but at least the card art is intact. And I kind of like keeping the card art intact. There's the back of it as well. Multi-language file card and a little cross-sell hiding Gung-Ho and Destro, even though we know they're coming. And we know that Zartan and Storm Shadow are coming. And then we know that two more are coming, but we don't know which ones yet. Well, you don't know which ones yet. Right, what's this? Is this? Yeah, this is the weapon that fell out. So this is one of those reused blasters. Was that one that fixed to a bike? I want to say it did, but I can't remember off the top of my head. And this long sniper rifle that she comes with as well, which we've seen, I think, Zartan rock. Pretty dope. They're like Nerf sniper rifles. We've also got a couple of blasters. Sorry, a couple of what are they called? Pistols, pistol arrows. And I'll show them at the same time this time, not like the knives. There you go. Nice. And the old flipperoo. Lovely stuff. Okay, they're your pistols. Lovely stuff. We've also got her glasses separately in the pack, which is kind of cool, like laid out, kind of like there. As I'm just trying to take there we go, finally got it, and then drop the glasses in a tiny carpet. Right, here are the glasses, and as you can see, they are glasses. As you can see, she's got glasses, and then we'll get the figure out and let's have a look at the Baroness. I should have the other Baroness really to compare, but I cannot be bothered. In actual fact, I think my other Baroness, Kate used one for an amazing custom of Baroness Ironblood, which is outstanding. It's not even just a repaint. She utilized that, Summer Scarlet, did some sculpting. The paintwork is incredible, like with that absolutely gorgeous figure. And that's on our display over there, which I've shown off many, many times. You can see that. You just search Baroness Ironblood and it'll probably pop up on our Facebook page. It is absolutely glorious. Now, this Baroness has got a very stunning head sculpt. And she kind of has like a lot of, there's a different deco on it, obviously, than the original. So you get like almost like the makeup almost gives a different contours, as makeup does, you know, like, but obviously you can see that ridge in the head for where the glasses go. So it's not like ideal to have out. Like you can see the ridge from the front as well, quite obviously. So it's not like ideal to not have her with the glasses, but very rarely do we see the Baroness without her old readers, her combat readers. And there she is. Pop them on, nice and sturdy, not coming off. Even if she does the Firefly Faceless Master trick, that not coming off. Awesome. There's a much shinier effect on her kind of breastplate there and her shoulder pads. Well, actually, the shoulder pads don't have as much of a shininess to them, but they are different kind of color and texture to the other texture on there. But you can see the real shininess on the kind of armor. Hair still there, rolling down the back. Hinders articulation a touch, but you can see there the armor goes all the way across. And there's where the blasters go in the, you know, you've seen the Baroness before, I'm sure. And obviously the same armor effect on her legs, kind of like a thigh-high boots, and on the wrist gauntlets as well. Very cool. So you can pop the old pistols in the back. I'll put them in this way, I think. Yeah, that feels right. So that the handles are kind of poking out the outside a little bit, like so. Yeah, that looks about right. And then you can have, I guess, her holding the sniper rifle. What's funny is because of the huge like backpack clips that can't be used on the Baroness because of her hair, that kind of like renders the storage option of those weapons completely useless on the figure. That said, you don't have to use these weapons with the Baroness, do you? Because we've got quite a lot in the classified line now. Anyway, look, I mean, this is quite large for the Baroness, isn't it? Go for it. Sure? Go for it. This part of the show brought to you by Cooking with Kate. Anyway, there you go. Look, there's the massive sniper rifle that she comes with, which, yeah, it does dwarf her a little bit, but it's cool to get this one again in another way, shape, or form. And obviously, we've got this little blaster as well. And of course, it's really about her pistols, isn't it, in the back there? But that one's a little bit better in terms of like visually for her. Again, the big kind of chunky backpack pegs, kind of useless with the Baroness because she doesn't have a hole in her hair, so you can't do it. Anyway, there we go. Busted out the Baroness retro figure as well. I'm going to put her out on display. I kind of wanted to do this because I have got two of these. So one is going to go like, you can stay in the card. That's the better card. And this one is going to go back on display where Kate stole my last one to make Baroness Ironblood. But I don't mind because that Baroness Ironblood is a fantastic addition to our collection. And like I said, if you haven't seen it, go check it out on our Facebook page or on Hoarder. You can get Hoarder on iOS or Android apps. It's a free downloadable app for collectors, and it's amazing. And it's obviously a project that I am involved in heavily. So yeah, check it out. She fits on the stand like so and stands up, which you can't see on screen because of the way I'm set up. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. Got the Baroness back, fantastic. And we've got let's get all the kids on screen. So we've got Xamot, had to look for his scar, Tomax, And because I didn't think about how I was going to do this, Stalker. There you go. All 4 of the figures I bust out on the show today for you guys, and all for you. Very, very excited about playing with these. I mean, displaying them like a regular adult, playing with them. I hope you've had fun watching me break these all down and checking them out. Thanks for all your comments. Really appreciate it. Oh, that's right, Fully Clothed. You're right. The sniper rifle came with the Trooper, didn't it? The Cobra Island Trooper. My apologies. You're right. And Zartan's is a much better, bigger, different job, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Sorry about that. Looks like her and Stalker got the same scar. Good. I like that, Eric. Genius. Jay says, I think the Cobra Island Baroness colours look better with the grey, but if you just swap the heads, then you've got an even better Baroness. Very good point, actually, there, Jay. Yeah. Kind of mix and match with that Baroness to get this. I really like this head sculpt. She looks gorgeous. Like, really kind of awesome. Yeah. But then again, I like the other Baroness. And it's not a different head sculpt necessarily. The other Baroness is dope as well. Hi, Kate, says Adam Drake. Hi, she says back. Adam says, can't wait for her cooking and customizing channel. I swear it needs to happen. Yeah, we'll do it. Okay, that's next up for the production. I will have no life at some point where I'm just doing production for everything. Girl Wolf Werewolf says, look out, Roblox. Kate's taken over your kitchen. Yeah, actually, Roblox takes over. Roblox gets kicked out of Kate's kitchen. I'm telling you now. Awesome. Okay, then. Right. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, guys. Thanks for jumping on and joining me for this unboxing of these awesome figures. I am now, you should see the mess. I'm going to take a picture of this just to show you guys after the fact. It's hideous. Thank you so much. Check out, we've got so much coming up, haven't we? Saturday, tomorrow, I've got a prep for the weekly, which Pat and I will be doing and at 10 a.m. EST. As per, we'll be going over all the SDC reveals. So I'm sweating. We're going over all the SDCC reveals of so far, and like basically 3 days of recap. And then later in the day we have the panel, the classified panel, which we're going to be reporting from. When that actually finishes, we'll probably do a news burst following that. And then, yeah, probably, I don't know, so much. SDCC continues to go on, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's been a pleasure, guys. Thanks for joining me for this long-winded but very fun chat and, talk through and review and unboxing of these wonderful figures. The twins, Xamot and Tomax, Stalker, not a twin, and the Baroness, who kind of has a twin Cobra Island figure, but it's a loose theme. Anyway, you know the deal. After 3, guys. 1, 2, 3. Full force. See you later. And Phoebe says that she's hungry. Brilliant. See you. That's it for this installment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time. And as always, full force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/TheFullForce, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/TheFullForce podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.